and then opened again, except this time it didn't feel like light at all. It felt like breath, hot, alive, impatient. When Scooter blinked, the world had reassembled itself into something halfway between dream and deja vu. The ground looked like glassed over sand. Above him, a sky made of liquid smoke streaked with green lightning. The air hummed with voices that weren't quite sounds, just memory doing impressions of itself. He was standing, again, because of course he was. Same jacket, same scars. The beer can still glowed faintly in his hand. He gave it a shake and heard nothing inside. Figures, he said. His voice echoed twice, once in his mouth, once in his head. When his eyes adjusted, he saw that he wasn't alone. Hundreds of figures shimmered out on the horizon, transparent, flickering like reflections on water. Some of them were himself, different ages, different moods. Others were strangers whose faces he somehow recognized from nightmares. They all looked toward him as though he were supposed to give instructions. All right, he said. If this is the afterlife, it's got terrible customer service. A sound like distant laughter rolled across the plain. The little black horse appeared out of nowhere, shaking its mane, followed by the two dogs trotting proudly as if they'd just chased eternity up a tree. Louis barked once, and the bark turned into thunder that stretched across the sky. Rebel wagged his tail and left a comet trail behind it. Missed you boys, Scooter muttered. The horse snorted and pawed the ground. Each hoofbeat sparked brief flashes of other worlds, forests, cities, faces, all rising and fading. He realized he could step through any of them if he wanted. Every version of time was open like doors in a hallway. He took a step toward one, a bar from another century, neon flickering, Krista sitting at a stool. She was laughing at something someone else had said. He reached out, fingers brushing the air, and she looked up sharply as if she felt it. Don't, the horse said, not in words but in pressure. If you go back, you'll forget the joke. He stopped. The joke? The one where you think you end. He grinned. Yeah, that one's my favorite. So he turned away from the ghosts and started walking again. The horizon curved upward until he realized he was walking on the inside of a sphere made of memories. Every step lit another scene. Cheryl dancing in a kitchen, Krista shouting over the sound of an engine, the dogs chasing lightning bugs through tall grass. Each one flickered, then folded itself neatly back into the dark. Somewhere ahead there was music, a low drone that sounded like a cello being played underwater. He followed it until the ground changed texture beneath his boots. The glassy sand turned into metal plates engraved with words. Each plate bore a line of his own handwriting. Still here, not done yet. Don't let the bastards write the ending. He crouched down and ran a hand over them. The plates went on for miles, like a trail of every time he'd muttered survival into the void. He started laughing again, not out of humor, but because the sound felt like proof that he still could. Then came a new voice, one that didn't belong to memory. It was female, deep, calm, coming from everywhere at once. Open quote, "You understand it now, don't you?" Depends what it is. The curse. The hangover. They're the same thing. So I'm the world's longest bender? You're the morning after that never ends. Close quote. The clouds above him twisted into the shape of a giant eye. No menace, just observation. He raised the can like a toast. Then pour another. The eye blinked, and from the blink fell rain, not water, but fragments of broken time. Each drop that hit the ground replayed a moment of his life in miniature. He could see them all. Every mistake, every almost death, every stupid, brave thing he ever did. They piled up until he was standing ankle deep in himself. Clean up an aisle forever, he said, and the eye closed, almost smiling. When the rain stopped, the world felt lighter. The dogs had settled beside him, the horse watching the horizon again. Something shimmered far off, a doorway, circular, rimmed in light like sunrise behind frosted glass. You think that's the end? He asked. The horse shook its mane. Open quote, it's never the end. It's just when the story needs a new voice. Close quote. He looked at the glowing can. The light inside it pulsed once, then split into two orbs that drifted out, one floating toward Louis, the other toward Rebel. They wagged, caught them, and suddenly their eyes gleamed brighter than the horizon. Scooter felt a pull in his chest, like the first inhale after a long blackout. Guess that's my cue, he said. He started walking toward the doorway, the others pacing beside him. With each step, the world folded itself neatly behind them like pages closing. He didn't look back. He didn't need to. He'd already memorized every version of the goodbye. As he reached the edge of the light, a voice whispered, "Not Mercy's, not the horses, maybe the universe itself trying to keep the conversation going." Open quote, "Where will you go now?" Close quote. He grinned, half tired, half triumphant. Anywhere that serves cold beer and bad advice.